What up, YouTube? Max here. Round 4. We're 3-0 with modern Golgari Elves. And we're going to see if we can get a good opening hand. This is, in fact, a good opening hand. It's a little land heavy, and 2 collected companies is not exactly where we want to be. Our opponent has revealed Jingantha, so they may be on Affinity. I've also seen this played in Death Shadow. Still on the play, I think this is a fine keep. It's a little slow, like I mentioned, but it's not the worst hand ever. We're going to fetch turn 1, get this out of the way, and thin our deck a little bit. Play this Mystic and pass. We'll see what our opponent's playing. They could be on Death Shadow, they could be on Affinity, they could be on some Brew, they could also be, okay, looks like Grixis Death Shadow, just based on the opening hand. And now they're probably going to take our Elvish Champion, or it doesn't really make much sense in my opinion to take one of the collected companies. Yeah. Oh, they did take one though. Okay. Interesting. That could mean that they have a kill spell for the champion. So we have an option. We could attack for 1 with the Mystic, play another Mystic, or we could play the champion. Playing another Mystic lets us play Coco on 3 still, collected company on 3. So I think I want to do that. It gives us more accelerant unless they kill both of them. So now we can still play collected company on 3 unless they kill both Mystics. You know, spending our turn playing out the champion is really bad if they just untap and kill it. So I feel like this is the correct play. Once again, we're 3-0. If you haven't watched the other videos, please do. They should be in the playlist. They are in the playlist. Opponent's thinking a little bit here. And we'll see what their turn 2 play is. Okay, so Grixis. This is probably the Grixis Death Shadow, as I mentioned. Ragavan. That is a Ragavan. Got it. And a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay. So a couple creatures, but we draw another collected company. So here I think we want to collect a company main phase. They're tapped out. They could have Force of Negation. I don't believe Grixis Shadow usually plays that card. They're tapped out, and we want to name Elf with this. And we can still leave one of our blockers up too, which is nice. So collect a company, 5 creatures. We're playing over 30, so we're gonna hit a lot of the time with the deck. Collect a company. And now we got some choices. Elvish Archdruid is probably the best choice here. And we have not played. Have we played a land? We have played a land. So Elvish Archdruid is probably gonna be the pick. And then we have the choice of if we want to go for Heritage Druid, which would let us tap the Heritage Druid and which would let us tap the Heritage Druid and the Elvish Mystic. So we could have 3 creatures. One of them is a Heritage Druid on the field. We could tap it and play an Elvish Champion, which I kind of like. Additionally, we could just go for the Realmwalker, which is a bigger body, and start playing stuff on top. But with the collected company, I'm not sure if that's needed. We can still untap the. We could go Elvish Archdruid, Quirion Ranger, and untap. I'm gonna go for the Realmwalker though. Elvish Archdruid, Realmwalker. That's gonna name Elf. We have another. Okay, we have a Sentinel on top, and I think we just want to play that. Now we have a Mystic on top. Okay, so good start for us. We're going wide against the Grixis Death Shadow deck, which is where you want to be. Blue-black might be Age around the lock. Probably going to kill our Archer. They will. Okay. A little unfortunate, and now they get to reveal their graveyard. They have 3 card types. If they play a Bobble here, that means they'll have Delirium if they want it. The Ragavan doesn't really have any good attacks right now, or it's not good to attack with the Ragavan now. And it's also probably not great for them to, okay, now, well, that's, okay. So they probably don't want to attack with a Ragavan right now. They could attack with the Dragonlance Channeler and give it instant speed Delirium, potentially. Although they have instant sorcery land, so probably not. This might be okay. Just another. I thought that would be a bolt here. So it looks like our opponent's kind of on a creature heavy draw, which isn't great for them. But we, on the other hand, we're doing what we want to do. So we can play this Elvish Archdruid off the top, which I kind of want to do. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to play it off the top and then just start going crazy here. We're just gonna tap. We don't have any black. So the consideration for playing freezing a black source is if we eventually get into Heritage Druid, then we can Shaman the pack. So I think we do want to use this here. I guess one tap, doesn't matter. Okay, land on top. And now we have access to 2 mana. And I think we're just going to go to combat and then main phase 2 play this Elvish Mystic. So we'll just swing in with all of our creatures. If they are playing Grixis Death Shadow, they could potentially have... This looks more like actually almost like a Grixis Murktide deck. Ragavan and Dragonrage Chandelier and Death Shadow is not as common as it used to be, or it is just not as common, but they're playing around the lock. So I'm not sure if they're playing Murktide in their list or Death Shadow in their list or both. Okay, so we're going to trade there. They're going to take 6. And then we're going to lead with another Elvish Mystic and untap or Sentinel, or end with another Mystic, untap or Sentinel, pass. Opponent's at 6. Those Channelers have to attack, and we win. Alright, up a game. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, so against Grixis, again, we don't know the exact list that they're playing, but we know Veil of Summers is good in this matchup. We also know that Choke, I'm not sure if I would want this card in my sideboard anymore. It hasn't been doing as good as I thought it would this league. I'm going to bring a Fatal Pushes because they're good against their 1 mana creatures that they presented game 1. And then Assassin's Trophy could be nice too, in case they are playing more of a Murktide version or something bigger. So we're going to consider those 6 cards. Abrupt Decay also could be nice, but I think Pushes just does a better job against them with that. We'll see. Okay, so 6 cards. And we want to take out our Elvish Champion's probably too slow, so is Ezuri. And we want to take out also, maybe just start cutting some Warmasters. But I feel like going wide is good against them. And I don't know, we have a really good kind of configuration against this deck. So maybe we need to bring in less Sideboard cards. I think we're going to actually cut... I just feel like this is a strong matchup. We're going to cut a couple Quirion Rangers. We're going to bring in the Veil of Summers and the Fatal Pushes. And just leave the Assassin's Trophy for now. Because we'll cut a couple more Masters for the Assassin's Trophy. I'm not sure if this is correct, but we'll try it. Alright, game 2, we're up a game. We're 3-0. Trying to start 4-0 in this league with modern Llanowar Elves. If you have not already, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's a big help as I'm starting to grow this channel and start to make more videos. This hand here is 5 lands and 2 1-drops. We're going to mulligan it. This hand here is no lands. We're going to mulligan it. This hand here is better, much better, but now we're on 5 cards on the draw, so we're not really in a great spot. And this hand, we want like all these cards. This hand is great. The cards we can live without, though, are the Warmaster, and I'm guessing the Veil of Summer is probably worse than the Fatal Push here. So we're going to try that. We'll see, though. 5 cards, not where you want to be. We are up a game, and we are on the draw, so that's helpful. And let's not forget they have the Jingatha. Alright, 18. Thoughtseize. That's not where we want to see. What we want to see, they're probably going to take our Elf, or Llanowar Elves. Yep, take the Mana Accelerant. Hopefully we can draw into another one. No? Okay. Show them the card they already know about. Play this card. Pass. So we have one unknown to them in hand, but yeah, we're just really far behind already in this game. Steam Vents is going to enter into have this could be a interesting. So it looks like they're holding up Drown in the Lock here. And, you know, we want to still start by attacking. I'm not sure what else they could be representing with that, you know. So we're going to go about it this way. We're going to make it so this can't be countered. Because I'm not sure what else they could be representing with that mana. Unless they just have double removal spell, potentially. Which they might. Blue black. Okay, so they do have the Drown in the Lock. They're just gonna use it to kill something. Because the Cavern made them counterable. Alright, 3 mana for our opponent. And just a pass. Heritage Druid is not really what we want to see here. We want some payoff, some bigger spell, like a Collected Company would be good, or a lower. I know we cut a couple of those, but land, actually, let's just make this uncounterable too. There's no reason not to, right? They know we have a Fatal Push as the last card in our hand. So yeah, we're just running out of resources. That's kind of what happens when you mulligan 5 and get turn 1 Thoughtseized before you can try your first card for the game. It's just, you're not going to be in a great spot. Drown in the Lock, killing our Heritage Druid, maybe? Although they could, okay. So they're just trying to 1-for-1 us and then eventually win because they're up so many cards. Which I feel like is a good plan from an opponent side. Expressive Iteration, that's a good one. So it looks like they are a Grixis Shadow, maybe Murktide deck, as I mentioned. And I haven't seen Murktide this game, but it's possible that they play it. Or this match, it's possible they play it though. They're gonna go to 8. Here's the Death Shadow. Okay, so they are playing Death Shadow, we know that. Looks like they might be holding up Stubborn Denial, but I think we still gotta try. If they have Stubborn Denial, they have Stubborn Denial. Okay, they don't. Good. You know, you can't really play around it there. So now we're in an interesting spot. I think we want to attack first because if they kill the Nettle Sentinel in response to the lead, then we're just missing out on damage. So we want to attack first and then make them kill it now. Then rather make this so they can't counter it. And they can respond to the trigger. They don't. Okay. Opponent's at 6, 4 cards in hand. We're at 20, but we have 0 cards in hand, and this could get out of control real fast. There's 5 lands for our opponent. Here is black, red, rather, and a blue Colgan's Command. Is that played? This could also be an Engineer Explosives, but I have 3 different CMCs on the field, convert mana cost. It is Colgan's Command. They're going to kill that, return that to their hand. That is not what we wanted to see. So they're going to play their Shadow, and then they'll have 2 unknowns in hand, but a 7/7 Shadow versus my 2/2 and my 1/1 and my Cavern. So we're just going to pass here. Okay. Well, this one's starting to get away from us, folks. Not liking our position anymore. But that's okay. We can still have a chance in game 3 if we don't win this one. I would not attack Fuzz my opponent. I mean, it makes sense to attack, but only if you have like another blocker or removal spell. Because I think I'm technically winning the race. Okay. Fatal Push is a nice one there. Let's attack for 3. I'm winning the race. You know, I have more ideal. They go to 3 now. If they don't have an effect, they must have something though, right? Or not. Okay, so they go to 3, and then they're just okay. Well, that I know it grows the shadow. I understand how that works, but Colgan's Command would be brutal here. Maybe another one. I understand the shadow gets larger, but it's still not enough to, you know, at 13. So unless they'll never have enough to play my card as I have him. What is this? After attacking, dress down. Fatal push in response. Okay, so that could be lethal if they don't have an answer, and they do. Looks like the third round in the lock. In the top 17 cards. Okay, well, I'll do it. So, game 3 it is. I did not play around the third drawn in the lock and the third drawn in the lock and the dress down as being two of the last couple cards in their hands. All right, so now we want to bring in the Abrupt Decay over in Assassin's Trophy. Abrupt Decay is better in the matchup when we know they're not playing the Murktide, or I'm guessing they're not playing Murktide anymore. It's also just better on the play than Assassin's Trophy. Other than that, I don't see anything else we'd really want to change here. So let's go into this. We kind of, you know, mulled a 5 and we're a turn away from winning, so it's not bad. Let's see how our opener is. 3-0, as I mentioned. Going for a 4-0 game 3. And this hand's not great, but we're going to keep it. This being a fetch is actually really relevant. It lets us kind of fetch away, thin our deck a little bit. I know it's just one card, but that allowing us to thin our deck turn 1 is nice. We have a lot of lands. We don't want, you know, our hand's a little land flooded, but we don't play a whole lot in decks. That means we're probably going to draw. We're more likely to draw spells later on. We played a lot of good decks. We beat Goblins round 1, and then we played against, I believe it was Murktide. We played Murktide, and I believe, I'm trying to remember the other deck we played against. Murktide, Goblins, Death Shadow was another really good deck. Titan. So Titan, Murktide, and Shadow are arguably 3 of the best decks in the format, top tier decks in the format. So, you know, this just proves that Elves can be viable based on how well we're doing against these top decks. And we'll see how our opponent wants to proceed with the rest of their turn 1. Steam Vents, untapped. Probably Unholy Heat or Bolt the Sentinel. Unholy Heat it is. Okay. This means our elite's not gonna. And they draw a card. All our elites. Okay. Now we have 2 of them. So because we have 2, we do just want to play 1 and get no value. But it's still 2/2 for 2. An elf, you know, it becomes. If the fact that it's an elf is still relevant, it's a 2/2 elf for 1, you know, on curve. And the next turn we can play another one and hold up this Veil of Summer. So I don't think it's the worst play ever, but it would have been a lot better if we would have had it with our Sentinel. While our Sentinel was out. Alright, turn 2 from the opponent. What are they going to do? Opponent plays Polluted Delta, cracks it immediately. Could she see a expressive iteration? I would not mind seeing expressive iteration. I would not mind seeing just a creature. 3 card types is a little annoying. They probably have a follow-up spell, push. Okay, Thoughtseize. So they're going to go to 13. They're going to Surveil. And they're probably going to take my Veil of Summer here. And I believe that because, you know, having another creature is nice. Having 2 more creatures is nice. But I think the Veil of Summer can give me a card and protect one of my creatures, so that's probably better for them to take. Yep, they take the Veil of Summer, they agree with me. That's now has to attack, which can become relevant. Ooh, another land. That's not what we want to see here. We do not want to see the 3rd land. So we're going to start. Oh, we can't attack yet. We can't attack, but we can play this blue. It's interesting because that gives them more information. So I don't think it's worth it. So I'm actually going to just play this on Elf. Because we don't want to give them more information. Oops. Might as well make it so this can't be countered. And now we can hold up as if we drew a removal spell, potentially. Alright, so they have to attack. We don't have anything to. We don't actually have a spell. I don't think we would use it here, even if we did. And what's their third land? Kolgan's Command? No, just another 4/3/3 attacks each turn. Ooh, Shaman of the Pack. That's a good draw. That's a really good draw. Put them at 9. They block 1 and go to 6. And then they attack. We have the Xaxes. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is, assuming they have nothing, play the Shaman. They go to 9 off the 4 damage trigger. Then attack with these. They'll block 1, take 3, go to 6. Then these have to attack. I go to 10. And then I have lethal with the remaining 3 creatures. That's assuming they have no cards that are relevant for the rest of the next turn. You know, that's assuming they have nothing. So I think it's still worth, though, to... They know we have this forest, so we might as well play that. But I still think it's worth playing this and going from there. They can counter it. They can kill something in response, or while it's on the stack, or in response to the trigger. They'll probably kill in response to the trigger, or while it's on the stack if they have a removal spell. And if they do, then it's not really worth attacking. Okay, they're going to respond to the trigger at least. They will. Okay. They could even kill it in response to the trigger. They will. Okay. So that's a little unfortunate. So they're going to take 3 down to 10. They get to surveil twice. And I really wish this last card was a removal spell or some sort of action. Because they go to 10 and now they're actually close to winning the race. We can't attack now. Well, we could still attack, but they just go to 7 versus they would have gotten a 6 if they didn't have an answer to or. Okay. So now you go to 10. And I just pass. Or do I? I can attack. They'll kill and lead. They'll go to 7. Then 3. Lord. That's still 1 short. Yeah, I think we just pass here. I was wondering if I would have attacked and they had Lord, and I drew a Lord, then I could have attacked for 3/5 if they kill one of these. But that's still not where we want to be. Okay, so they have 2 cards in hand, and they're going to 9. So this could be an expressive iteration or something of the variety. They go to 7, called Dress Down. That's interesting. They basically don't want to attack, is what they're telling me. They're trying to find more action, and they don't want to attack. So they're going to go, So they're just trying to find a way to... Okay. Interesting. So that was kind of a desperate play for my opponent. I think that means we're in a better spot than I thought we were. Warmaster is an interesting one. We're going to play the Warmaster and just pass back the turn. Although, maybe it's worth just playing up with Blooming Marsh. Warmaster costs 7 to activate. So playing Blooming Marsh does not do enough, really, to warrant using it. Putting them at 4... No, they wouldn't even be at 4. They could just kill 2 of my guys. Okay. Opponent has 2 cards in hand, which makes me a little nervous. Here's a Drown in the Lock. Potentially. That's going to destroy the Warmaster. Let them surveil more. And all this value is really what's scary, right? They're going to keep the card on top, it looks like. So that means it's a good one. Alright. 2 cards in hand for opponent. One of them that they wanted to keep on top. And it is a expressive iteration. That would make sense why you want to keep that one on top. That's my guess of what it was. It could have been, they might still have 1 good card in hand, but my guess is it was an expressive iteration. Alright, Bauble, Acquisition to Grave from the Surveils, expressive resolves. We're just not in a great spot here. We need a pretty good top deck to get out of this. If we draw a land, we're probably gonna lose. I think a collected company, Pluto Delta. Okay. Well, they go to 6. They could have a what could they have? Colgan's Command, maybe? That'd be brutal. Dress down number. Okay, so once again, they don't want to attack. And they're kind of just trying to keep their head above water here by that dress down means they can't attack. They do get a draw card, but attacking, I guess they feel like attacking would be bad. Play your Death Shadow after that's already on the field. Thank you. That goes. Draw. Okay. That was the draw that we wanted. Because yeah, that was just the draw we wanted. I don't know how else to say it. So we can't attack still. And now we have to be worried about, I don't know if they play a third dressed round or team or battle rage. But we're gonna play this. They're gonna go to 2. And now we just, as long as we can untap with more creatures than they have blockers, we have a chance. Black red. Terminate. Terminate targeting my Shaman. Okay, you got it. This does not prove to be enough to win the game, though. I believe we still win here because they don't have a card in hand. They can't draw a card off Surveil, and we have 3. They have to attack with 2 Dragon Rangers, which means we'll go to 10. As long as we block a shadow, we have enough on the way back. I think we're gonna start 4-0 in this league, guys. This is pretty exciting. I think we're gonna start 4-0, beating Goblins, Titan, Murktide, and maybe now Death Shadow. I don't know, the deck looks pretty real. Elf deck looks pretty real to me. Wait, hold on. Where did this bobble come from? I'm confused. Puts Mishra Bobble into their graveyard. Cast Mishra Bobble. How are you casting this? How are you casting the bobble? Am I missing something here? I'm confused how they had 0 cards in hand. How are they casting the bobble from the graveyard? I'm gonna ask my opponent here. Thought you had 0 in the hand. I'm just gonna ask my opponent. I'm just confused how this was working because I thought they had 0 cards in hand after they cast it from the graveyard. It looks like I must be missing something. Yeah, 0 cards in hand. I'm not sure where that bobble came from. I don't think it shouldn't matter though. I'm just confused how they did it. Okay, so now they get 1 draw step to kill 2 of my guys. We have to take 6 here. I'm not sure how that worked. Draw. You draw a bobble. I go to combat. Just kill 2 of my guys? Or 1 of my guys? Okay. We got. I'm confused. It looks like they didn't have any cards in hand. Okay. Fucking, they drew the removal spell. Alright, well, we lose. Alright, that's unfortunate, guys, but I'm still confused because it looked like they had 0 cards in hand, just cast a bobble from the graveyard, is what it looked like to me. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. That's an unfortunate way to lose round 4. So we're 3-1 to start this league. I'm gonna go back and watch this video and see how they cast the bobble because to me it looks like they cast it from the graveyard almost, and I don't know how that works. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the last one. Bye.